In today's world, where medical technologies are advancing at a rapid pace and life expectancy is constantly increasing, the story of a 94-year-old person maintaining the physical and mental activity of a 50-year-old becomes particularly significant. This is not just a random coincidence or genetic predisposition, it is the result of a conscious approach to one's health and nutrition. Our hero, Ivan Petrovich, exemplifies how the right choice of food and lifestyle can significantly impact the quality of life in old age. Despite his venerable age, he continues to actively engage in his favorite activities, taking long walks every day, reading books, socializing with friends, and even helping neighbors with minor household chores. His energy and zest for life amaze everyone who knows him. A special role in his life philosophy is played by the principle of reasonable consumption of accessible and affordable products. Ivan Petrovich is convinced that health and longevity do not require huge financial expenses or exotic ingredients. On the contrary, he adheres to simple, time-tested nutritional principles based on seasonal foods that are always available in local stores at reasonable prices. His experience shows how traditional foods, properly selected and prepared, can become the foundation for maintaining excellent health even in deep old age. This story is especially important in the context of modern society, where many people are accustomed to associating healthy eating with expensive superfoods and exotic products. Ivan Petrovich demonstrates that the secret to longevity lies not in the cost of food, but in its quality, regular consumption, and proper combination. His experience shows how traditional foods, correctly chosen and prepared, can serve as the basis for maintaining excellent health even in advanced age. Principles of rational nutrition, the foundation of health. Ivan Petrovich builds his diet on three key principles that he has developed over many years of observing his body and the world around him. The first and most important principle is seasonality. He believes that nature itself dictates which foods are best to consume during different times of the year. In summer, his table is rich in fresh vegetables and fruits. In autumn, pumpkin varieties and apples. In winter, sauerkraut and root vegetables. And in spring, young greens and the first vegetables. The second principle is accessibility. Ivan Petrovich never buys exotic fruits or imported products. Instead, he chooses what is always available in local stores and markets. This is not only economically beneficial, but also helps avoid issues with adapting the body to unfamiliar foods. He is confident that local products are best suited for local residents, as they are grown in the same climatic conditions in which people live. The third principle is balance. Each meal Ivan Petrovich consumes contains a certain ratio of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, although he never counts calories or macronutrients. This balance is achieved naturally through the variety of foods in his diet. For example, breakfast always includes complex carbohydrates, porridge, some protein, cottage cheese or an egg, and healthy fats, nuts or butter. Lunch begins with a vegetable soup, followed by a side dish of whole grains with lean meat or fish. Dinner is usually lighter, fish or chicken with vegetables. Special attention is paid to cooking methods. Ivan Petrovich prefers gentle thermal processing methods, boiling, stewing, baking. Fried dishes are rare and are cooked exclusively in high-quality vegetable oil. He also practices raw food consumption for many vegetables and fruits, which helps preserve the maximum amount of nutrients. Regularity in eating plays no less important a role. Ivan Petrovich adheres to a strict regimen: breakfast an hour after waking up, lunch 4 to 5 hours after breakfast, and dinner 3 hours before sleep. Between main meals, he allows himself light snacks, fruits, nuts, or dairy products. Such a regimen helps maintain stable blood sugar levels and prevents overeating. Hydration is another important aspect of his approach to nutrition. Throughout the day, he drinks about 1.5 to 2 liters of water, mostly between meals. Tea and other beverages do not replace water, but complement it. Herbal teas and infusions hold a special place, which Ivan Petrovich prepares from seasonal herbs and berries. Portion control is a principle Ivan Petrovich considers one of the most important. He adheres to the rule, it's better to undereat than overeat. His portion sizes are modest, but provide a feeling of fullness. At the same time, he never completely gives up his favorite foods, allowing himself small indulgences from time to time, which helps avoid feelings of restriction and stress. 5 staple foods of longevity, affordable sources of health. At the core of Ivan Petrovich's diet are 5 staple foods that he considers crucial for maintaining health and vitality at any age. The first and most important is oatmeal. A daily serving of oatmeal for breakfast provides the body with necessary complex carbohydrates, fiber, and B vitamins. Ivan Petrovich cooks it with water and adds a little milk, making the dish more nutritious. He adds a spoonful of honey, a handful of raisins, and some nuts to the oatmeal. Such a composition ensures prolonged satiety and stable energy throughout the morning. The second indispensable product is sauerkraut. This traditional Russian dish contains a large amount of vitamin C, lactic acid bacteria, and dietary fibers. Ivan Petrovich consumes it almost daily either as a standalone dish or as part of salads. It is especially valued for its ability to support gastrointestinal health and strengthen immunity, which is particularly important in cold weather. The third important component of the diet is sea fish, which Ivan Petrovich tries to eat at least 3 times a week. Preference is given to affordable types: herring, capelin, mackerel. Fish is a source of easily digestible protein and omega-3 fatty acids necessary for maintaining cardiovascular health and brain function. Most often, the fish is steamed or baked with minimal seasoning. Fourth place in the list is occupied by kefir. Ivan Petrovich considers this fermented milk product a true elixir of health. He consumes it both plain and uses it in various dishes. Kefir helps maintain healthy intestinal microflora, improves digestion, and promotes better calcium absorption. Special attention is paid to freshness. Ivan Petrovich prefers day-old kefir, considering it the most beneficial. Closing the top 5 is potatoes, a product that is often unjustly criticized by proponents of trendy diets. However, Ivan Petrovich knows how to use this root vegetable correctly. He prepares it mainly baked or steamed, avoiding frying. Potatoes serve as a source of potassium, vitamin C, and a complex of B vitamins. For greater nutritional value, he often combines potatoes with other vegetables or adds various herbs and spices. In addition to these 5 basic products, Ivan Petrovich regularly includes other accessible and beneficial ingredients in his diet. Fresh apples, carrots, beets, pumpkins, buckwheat, nuts, honey. All these products are within reasonable prices and available year-round. Special attention is paid to seasonality. In summer, fresh vegetables and fruits predominate. In winter, pickled products and root vegetables. In spring, young greens. When choosing products, Ivan Petrovich is guided not only by their availability, but also by their ecological nature. He prefers locally produced goods grown without chemical fertilizers and pesticides. When possible, he buys products from local farmers or grows some crops himself on a small plot of land near his home. Research methodology: investigating the impact of nutrition on health. To conduct a detailed analysis of the effectiveness of Ivan Petrovich's dietary approach, a comprehensive study was carried out, including several methodological stages. First, data collection on the health status of participants aged 85 to 95 was conducted, among whom were followers of similar nutrition, as well as a control group with a traditional diet. The total sample size was 347 people, which allowed obtaining statistically significant results. The methodology included regular medical checkups every 3 months, during which standard blood and urine tests were performed. Blood pressure was measured, and the condition of the cardiovascular system and other organs was assessed. Particular attention was paid to inflammation markers, cholesterol levels, blood glucose content, and other indicators characterizing overall health. Additionally, a system of daily food diaries was implemented, where participants recorded all consumed foods, their quantities, and meal times. These data were analyzed using specialized software that calculated daily intake norms of vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients. Simultaneously, physical activity and psycho-emotional state assessments were conducted through standardized questionnaire and tests. To objectify the results, modern functional diagnostic methods were applied, including spirometry, electrocardiogram, and densitometry. A system of regular neurological examinations was also organized to assess cognitive functions. The obtained data were compared with historical indicators of participants over the past 10 years, allowing tracking changes dynamics. An important element of the study was assessing the economic efficiency of the proposed approach. A detailed cost analysis of nutrition was conducted, comparing expenditures on treating diseases typical for this age group and calculating potential savings on medical care. Quality of life indicators, assessed by the SF-36 scale, were also considered. Study results, health in numbers. Particularly noticeable was the improvement in cardiovascular parameters. Average blood pressure decreased from 150 to 89 mmHg to 130 81 mmHg. And total cholesterol levels dropped from 6.8 mol/al to 4.9 mol/al. Functional indicators also showed positive dynamics. Average walking speed increased from 0.65 meters per second to 0.89 meters per second, corresponding to standards for significantly younger individuals. Muscle strength, measured by the sit-to-stand test, improved by 38%, and balance, assessed by the Berg scale, increased from 42 to 53 points out of 56 possible. These changes substantially reduce fall risk and associated injuries. Laboratory analyses showed significant improvements in metabolic indicators. Fasting glucose levels decreased from 6.7 mol/al to 5.2 mol/al. Inflammatory marker concentrations, CRP, reduced by 43%, and liver function indicators normalized in 78% of participants. Bone mineral density increased by 8 to 12%, depending on the measurement area, significantly reducing fracture risk.